struggling a little bit with the speed.
A little bit. First few weeks of September weren't my finest.
A little different from Davidson, the way they run their offense?
Yeah, just concepts and, you know, the points of emphasis here were just different styles. And the first couple, in hindsight, I'm glad I had to go through that kind of growing period and just being able to face adversity and while staying channeled and confident in the process. Just having a couple meetings with Cal, he said, you've never played this way before. Like, it's going to take some time. So many of our guys in the past have struggled in the first month or so. But I've been pretty happy with myself the last month. It seems like that's coaches feel the same way. I think, you know, I've been making shots at a much higher rate, and just the game has really slowed down. So I'm really happy where I'm at right now.
Was there a day it kind of just clicked for you, or maybe a practice where you kind of you're like, okay, I kind of understand how I need to start playing?
I'd say about a month ago, Cal started, he gave me the emphasis just to shoot it straight, try to avoid misses right or left. And just, he really harped on that day and made a few shots, and then I think just kind of, since then it's been relatively consistent, and you know, I've been pretty happy with it. So
what's the competition been like?
That's been, I think, probably the best part of my experience here, and I think collectively we can all agree on that. Every practice has been, you know, a dogfight for just every loose ball, every rebound, every point matters, and just the competitive spirit has been exceptional thus far. And you know, a lot of times when Cal blows the whistle at the end practice, a lot of us will petition him to keep going for a little bit, which I think is special, and that's unique to what we've been going through so far, and I think will lead to a lot of success. So,
what position does he have you playing right now? I know that you talked about playing point guard at Davidson, got the body of like a 2 or a 3. Just kind of where are you at right now, and what do you see your role as going forward?
I've been playing a lot of off-ball guard, coming off screens, making open shots, driving closeouts, and that's how I envision myself playing this year, and I think that's how Cal thinks how he'll utilize me as well.
How will that be different from Davidson?
Well, my first 3 years at Davidson, I played shooting guard as well. Last year, I moved to the point. Still played a lot of 2 as well. So in college, my natural position has been more, you know, a combo guard, off-ball guard. So it's been not much of a transition for me.
Kellan, you seem kind of quiet, laid back as you're sitting here. We just got lectured about the importance of talking out there on the court. How much of a vocal talker are you when you're out there with your teammates?
I think on defense, you know, I try to be as vocal as I can. That's something that was emphasized at Davidson, and just having 4 years of college experience under my belt, I think has helped me again in a new environment here. And I think the last couple of weeks, it's just my ability to be vocal has picked up, understanding the terminology more. We've started going over the defense and then just being aware of that. And then the last few days, Coach Cal has really harped on talking on offense, you know, yelling one more if you're open. Because it's you're not just helping yourself get a shot, you're helping your teammate. In case he doesn't see you that split second, if he just hears you, it's easy to make that pass. So I think that's something that we've all got acclimated to, especially in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. How well did you know Coach Cal before the recruiting process, and now that you've gotten to see him on a daily basis, are there anything about him that jumps out at you that you didn't expect?
You know, personally, before the recruiting process, I didn't know him at all. Obviously, I've had you know, a ton of respect for him and been well aware of who he is and his accomplishments and the success he's had within college basketball. But you know, I definitely expected how much he cared about each player, but it's just been very evident to me since I've been here just how focused he is on adding value to each player within a team dynamic, and that's something that it's been a joy to be a part of.
You get to experience your first Big Blue Madness. Did it meet your expectations? What were your initial thoughts of it?
You know, you just kind of have an idea that it's a really exciting event with a ton of excitement from fans and just really the whole Lexington area, and it absolutely fulfilled my expectations and even surpassed them. It was a ton of fun just to be out there in front of 20,000 people and in a fun basketball type of atmosphere, and just being with the teammates and everything. So it was definitely a lot of fun.
Kind of a good first taste of what that actual crowd is going to be like here in a few weeks.
Yes, undoubtedly. Very excited to be able to play an official game in Rupp.
How do you like Lexington? What do you think about it?
I'm a city boy, so I like being you know, in an urban environment. I like seeing skyscrapers when you drive downtown.
We don't have too many of those.
Yeah, it's not quite like like Boston, my hometown, but it's unique in its own right, and I've really enjoyed being in Lexington so far. It's been, I think, when you decide to do a grad transfer year, there are definitely some positives elements in terms of going to a similar environment as to where you were before, but coming from an affluent small town suburb like Davidson to now transfer to being in a relatively decent sized city and just having that new experience on an everyday basis, I think is important when you're doing something like this, and so I've been glad to be a part of that.
Well, you know how important basketball is to the fans here in the area. What was your earliest memory of Kentucky basketball?
Ooh. You know, there's been it's kind of a blur because there's just been so many times where we've gone out in public or we've gone to football games, and there's just been such awesome reception for us that I think it's hard to pinpoint just one example, but just seeing the reception and really the appreciation of all of us as players and people whenever we're in the town or at school events has been a cool experience.
Any particular players that jump out at you that played here before? You're old enough to remember John Wall and Anthony Davis and those guys, right?
I'm definitely old enough. I was, yeah. I mean, how do I even answer that and give justice to everyone that's had great careers here? Some guys that I kind of look up to and like a lot there in the NBA, guys like Jamal Murray, Tyler Hero. Those are guys whose games I probably appreciate the most and try to take some tidbits from what they do. But that's what makes this place unique. There's been just a plethora of exceptionally talented players that have gone through here and had eventual success in the NBA.
Kellan, what are your memories of playing against Kentucky in Boise?
From a personal standpoint, I remember taking a lot of shots and making about a fourth of them. So, but that was, we battled them tough. It was a nail biter until about 2 minutes left. It was a cool experience as a freshman. You dream of playing in the NCAA tournament and being able to do it against, the best and most traditional program in college basketball history. It was pretty cool. Obviously, at the time, I wish we could have won and advanced. But I think it was 15,000 people roughly, and it was an awesome first taste for March Madness for me as a freshman.